welcome to Silverstone for the fourth round of the 2018 European Le Mans Series. Here we enter the second part of the season, and once again we've got over 40 cars on the grid. The championship outcome still remains unclear. Let's take a look.
For the first time this season, a Porsche heads the GTE standings. The 55 Spirited Race Ferrari is third. Ahead of it, the 80 Heavy Motors Porsche. But on top of the pile, the number 88 Proton competition car after its win last time out at the Red Bull Ring.
Red Bull Ring was a good race, and all the weekend was fine for us, and the car was very good. We hope that will be the same here in Silverstone. I raced here a lot of time, and Silverstone is one of the most important races in the world. Ferrari is fast, but also us. We have a good car. This Porsche is very good.
We're having a good season. We're having a big fight this year with the Porsche. And that makes, keeps you on your toes, makes you have to push the maximum all the time. If you don't have a really strong race and a perfect race, then you can't fight for the victory. Everything has to be perfect, from the crew, from the drivers, from the strategy, in order to get a result. So we need to be on our toes this weekend, and we're ready. I think the experience will be important, and really just the speed of the cars. Porsche has got a small advantage this year. It's not always the way that the fastest car wins the race.
LMP3 points leaders RLLRM Sport are the only team with 2 wins this season, but behind them nobody is giving up, particularly the crew at number 13 into Europole machine. The Polish team finished on the podium for the first time this season at the Red Bull Ring.
We're getting more and more into the championship and into the series, and I think we made a good step at Red Bull Ring. I think this year the test before the events helps us quite a lot. I think we have to score a podium, another podium, but for us it's not the one single result. It's important to score constantly good results. We've seen last year that in the end a good finish is possible, but you have to score in this hard championship every race. Nearly every car is really competitive, and there are always 5-6 cars good for the win.
We're obviously very confident. The team is doing a fantastic job. We're really looking forward to it. It's a difficult technical track. You need to do a lot of miles around here to feel confident and comfortable. In order to do well here, it's going to take a little bit of time. The field is so strong, so you could never underestimate any one of these opponents. There's so many teams that can be victorious here, so we are mindful of that. So we have to be consistent, make absolutely no mistakes on track, in the pits. It's a total team effort. That's the only way that you're going to come out of this event with good points.
Winners in Monza and the Red Bull Ring, number 26 from G-Drive Racing lead in LMP2. Do their rivals think they have a chance of beating them? Closest of the pursuing pack is the number 24 Racing Engineering crew.
For the new team who was coming on GP2, it's a good start. It's important to stay focused ourselves. Now we know we can make a really good job. Okay, we can win race. We want to be back at the top of the box, no mistake, and push really hard all the race. And for win the championship, with my little experience in LMS, it's important to score a lot of points at every race.
2 poles from 3 races, the number 28 IDEX Sport team performed superbly in qualifying, but they're still chasing that first win.
Peut-être qu'on soit un peu plus agressif.
Perhaps we ought to be more aggressive. Maybe I wasn't quite aggressive enough at the Red Bull Ring. Paul Luke put in a fantastic pole run. Maybe I didn't give it quite the same effort, but we've made a big step forward this year. We're dealing with everything that comes to us on track. Our reaction time is just a little slower. 32 from United Autosports were G-Drive's biggest competitors for the title last season. Will they be able to recreate their win from last year here at Silverstone?
We always have very good balance in these kinds of tracks. We're confident that we have the pace to be on the podium. There's something we don't have that we had last year with the tires, so we can't get that one lap pace. I think the level has always been very high, but the difference this year is that there are a lot more drivers and you've got very good, strong lineups everywhere. and you can't make any mistakes.
2015 BRDC Formula 4 runner-up and 2016-17 MRF Challenge champion, youngster Harrison Newey moved to sports cars with the Asian Le Mans Series, making a brilliant debut, claiming 3 wins in 4 races.
Fantastic season. We won the championship. I won my first ever endurance race, so everything went really well. And then Algarve gave me a really good option, again with good teammates, a good outfit, and it made sense for me, so I made the switch. The races in these cars are like nothing I've done before. It's much more challenging, I think, in an endurance car than it is in a single-seater, because you have to negotiate traffic, you have tyre strategy, fuel strategy.
In June, the 20-year-old competed at the 24 Hours of Le Mans with SMP Racing. His debut was a fantastic experience for him.
Le Mans is unbelievable, and Le Mans was probably the best race and the most enjoyable race I've ever done. It was interesting driving the Dallara, a different car for me, and I got on with it well. It was unfortunate with the small technical issues, but it was still a very good first result, first outing at Le Mans.
If Harrison's surname seems vaguely familiar, yes, he is indeed the son of legendary Formula 1 designer Adrian Newey.
I think he's just a really good dad, looks after me very well and supports me ultimately in what is my dream of being a racing driver. Then he's the first person there to support me. I want to be my own person. I don't want to always be Adrian Newey's son, and so it's something where I can really make a name for myself, like Nelson Piquet, like Bruno Senna. They've really made names for themselves.
If you supported Harry going racing right from when he was a 9-year-old kid in karts, it was to develop him not just as a driver, but as an all-round person. I think sports car racing furthers that, because you have to work with your teammates. You're not just a solo person. You're responsible for trying to drive the car in a way that gives the best team results, and I quite like that.
Newey's teammates are Ryan Cullen and reigning FIA WEC LMP2 champion Gustavo Menezes, a great benchmark.
I can gauge myself off Gustavo to see where I think I add up against other people. Bringing everyone forwards and everyone up is really important. He's a fantastic attribute to us, not only for me learning how to drive the car and looking at his data, but also taking his experience from sports cars, which I don't have.
For Harrison, Silverstone is the perfect place to make his home sports car debut.
I love this place, although it's my home circuit, it's probably one of the tracks that I've done the least at on the calendar. For me, one of the best tracks in the world. It's one of the tracks that I enjoy driving the most. And I've got some family coming up, which will be really nice, and it's just nice to be home.
As for in the heart of Britain this weekend, we thought this was a perfect opportunity to get inside the minds of some of our British drivers in the ELMS Would You Rather Challenge.
Chips. Ooh, chips.
Chips.
Fish.
Fish or chips? Fish.
Fish.
Chips.
Fish.
Chips. Beatles.
Ooh, Beatles. Liverpool, I'm from.
Rolling Stones.
Beatles.
Rolling Stones.
Beatles.
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
Pit exit.
Ooh, pit exit.
Ooh, pit exit.
What did he say?
Pit exit.
I'm bored with Brexit, so pit exit.
Pit exit.
Pit exit.
Pit exit.
Pit exit. Silverstone.
Silverstone. Silverstone. Silverstone.
Silverstone.
Brands Hatch. It's a difficult one.
Probably Silverstone.
Brands Hatch.
Silverstone.
The RDC sticker. Lager.
Lager.
Bitter.
Lager.
Barger.
Bitter.
Lager.
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 Peanuts.
I'm allergic to peanuts, so I'll take pork.
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Pork scratchings. Peanuts.
Peanuts. Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Aston Martin.
Aston Martin.
Aston.
Aston Martin.
Aston. Aston.
Aston Martin.
Ferrari.
Ooh. Button.
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 Hamilton.
Tough. Button.
Button.
Hamilton.
Button. Hamilton.
Ooh.
Kate Middleton. I don't know. I feel pressure here.
Meghan Markle. Kate Middleton. Middleton. Meghan Markle. Kate Middleton.
Meghan Markle.
Kate Middleton. Oh, Kate.
The English people love their sport. This is the home of motorsport in England, so very crowded. So it's good for us. They cheer for us, hopefully.
We don't believe that the soft tires will compensate in a race. That's what we believe. So we hope that our tire degradation will be better, and hopefully we come from the back again like last year. So fingers crossed for that. It would be good if it would become hotter, so the degradation would be higher. Let's see.
Good to be here in my birthday in Silverstone. Last time I had a birthday in a race was in Montreal in 2010, I think, and we won the race, so I hope it brings us good luck today as well.
It's a very traditional race, especially here in the UK. I think there's a lot of motorsports fans, so it's great to have them here. I'm pretty sure we're going to put in a good show for them.
Proud of it. It was a good lap, good fun, and really enjoyed it. So yeah, hoping that Chris has a good start in the race now. It's gonna be pretty open. I think the Ferrari put also a strong lap in quali, but he got his lap deleted. So definitely, I think it's gonna be a close fight, and it depends who stays out of trouble, I think.
We're feeling it a little bit. Obviously, lots of guests here and a fantastic British crowd. But it's a great event. If you don't enjoy Silverstone, then you're better off not turning up. It's really competitive, great championship. So I think getting on the podium anywhere is special, but obviously Silverstone would be really quite something.
It was a good lap. To be honest, we've had a lot of potential in the car all year. It's just difficult to find the sweet spot, and we've learned from the previous few races, and we know that we've worked in a good direction. So let's hope that we can end the next 4 hours where we started.
Cars heading round to the start of the 4 Hours of Silverstone. It's Julien Canal in the Panis Spartes number 23 Ligier, pole earned by Will Stevens. They start at the head of the field. LMP3 pole sitters are Euro International and GTE pole Proton competition.
We have started the 4 Hours of Silverstone. We have started the 4 Hours of Silverstone.
Cold tyres, lock-ups, 3 cars off, all united. LMP2 car off backwards, another couple run out wide in the first corner. And it's a short run down to turn 3, more trouble there. Somebody's lost a nose flick. Is it the Racing Engineering car? Bit of bodywork flying up in the air, and again, more trouble. Somebody's facing backwards in the middle of the pack. It's Julien Canal who leads from Roman Rusinov. Third, the yellow and blue car of Anders Fjordbach from 6 on the grid. What a strong start for him. Racing Engineering battling for 4th. Paul Petit just squeezes by Henrik Hedman in the white Dragon Speed car, so he's up to 4th position. On the inside, Hugo de Sadelaire, he's just been passed by the 2nd of the G-Drive cars. The 32 United Autosports car in 8th, IDEX Sports, Paul Lafargue, and Alexandre Cuneau from Graf inside Lafargue. There's the 39 Graf car. Lafargue drifts out wide. And look at the G-Drive car, number 40, James Allen, inside in Maggots and through into the Beckett's S's, takes 6th position from Pierre Rag in the blue and black Duquesne Engineering car. Frantic start. Everybody on tyres that are cold after sitting on the grid and the formation lap. And as the leader turns into the first corner, there are lock-ups everywhere. Cars going off in the middle of the action. And there is Sean Rahal, the LMP3 car, third on the grid. And down as everybody comes back on into turn 3. Somebody was facing backwards, and it was Ross Kaiser tagged into a spin there for 360 Racing. In GTE, the battle for third between the Ferraris, the yellow car, Liam Griffin, Duncan Cameron, the Spirit of Race. That's the white and green car. A little bit of rubbing as they come into the loop. Race leader is Julien Canal, and he is now nearly 2 seconds clear of Roman Rusinov for G-Drive. Anders Fjordbach in third place as they come onto the hangar straight. Look at Fjordbach, a high-class racing entry, the Danish driver in the slipstream of the Russian in the orange and black G-Drive car. Fourth, Racing Engineering, that's Paul Petit, Henrik Hedman in fifth, ahead of James Allen in the second G-Drive car. And James Allen closing in on Henrik Hedman. Paul Petit in the red and yellow Racing Engineering car is almost with them. Here is Christian Reed in the Proton Competition Car 77. Teammate Gianluca Roda leads. Ferrari in third and fourth. And more Porsches fifth and sixth. Ben Hanley and Nico Lapierre watching the action. And here is Hugo de Sadelaire diving to the inside of Henrik Hedman. A change for sixth position. RAF Racing car trying to squeeze through as well. Could not get there. Alexandre Cuneau, though, has gone by the IDEX Sport car. And just before that, James Allen in the 40 G-Drive went around Henrik Hedman. So he got through. Trouble for Citilla Villorba course, Giorgio Senna Giotto, the number 47 car, creeping slowly towards the pit lane. Not a great start to their Silverstone 4 hours. He and Roberto Lacorte, joined by Felipe Nasser. Looks like an intermittent problem with the car. Electronic issues are always tough to diagnose in a race. Replay here of Henrik Hedman in traffic, having a huge lockup and clatters into Duncan Cameron in the Spirit of Race Ferrari. A little bit of damage on the left rear. Was there contact at the front as well? There's the 31 LMP3 car. There's the Ferrari. He's trying to find a gap in the middle. Oh, and contact with both of them. Not great news for Henrik Hedman and the team. Julien Canal has just set the fastest lap of the race in the 23 Panis Barthez car. He now has a 7-second lead and is going quicker than ever. Here are the LMP3 leaders. Euro International's number 12 car, that's Matteo Drudi, the Italian, with a little bit in hand over Garrett Grist, the Canadian, in the number 3 United Autosports car. Gap has yo-yoed up and down in traffic. Hangs at around a second or so. That's not much breathing space for Matteo Drudi. Euro International versus United Autosports. United at home, of course, here at Silverstone. And through comes the United Autosports LMP2 car now. This is going to shake up the battle a little bit. Hugo de Sadelaire already has got by his teammate now. He's trying to get by Matteo Drudi without losing any ground. Frantic stuff on track at Silverstone, and more drama. Francesco Giacconi and Alexei Chuklin. The Italian in the 16 BHK Motorsport car handed a drive-through for that contact. 6 on the grid, the yellow and blue car of Anders Fjordbach. High-class racing now up to second position. Moved up to third in the opening few corners. 13 seconds behind this man, 23, Julien Canal, leading for Panis Barthez. Teammates Timothy Bourret and Will Stevens will be very pleased with the way this is looking so far, I'm sure. G-Drive into the pits, first stop for Roman Rusinov. And he will stay in, top up of the drinks bottle. 26 G-Drive car on pit lane. Off goes Julien Canal, the Panis Barthez car. The race leader has come and gone. Pierre Ag, Duquesne Engineering now challenging Dennis Anderson at high class. Anderson taking over from Anders Fjordbach, and the Duquesne car moves up into 8th place. Julien Canal looking very strong. Raced LMP2 in the World Endurance Championship last season. Plenty of time behind the wheel of these machines. Knows Silverstone well. And looking very cool, calm and collected. Battle for fourth. Dennis Anderson, Pedro Petit, Wayne Boyd in United Autosports and Hugo Chavez right behind the 32 car. This is a little bit of a queue. Dennis Anderson holding off Paul Petit in the red and yellow Racing Engineering car until the end of the veil. Petit lunges to the inside, the doors open, Wayne Boyd trying to go around the outside. And he's going to lose out there. Enrique Chavez for AVF by Adrian Baez. He goes through. And then he makes the dive to go by Dennis Anderson as well. And poor Wayne Boyd is still stuck behind the high-class car. The high-class machine drops 2 places and Wayne Boyd looking to unsettle him for another one. Now here comes the United car out of Copse and down into Maggots. Through he goes, has to ride the curbs a little into the Beckett's S's. But he's up to 6th and Dennis Anderson for high class down to 7th. GT leader for Porsche, that's Gianluca Roda in the 88 Proton competition entry. Oh, Christian Reed and Duncan Cameron coming together. Wow, and Christian Reed flies back on. More trouble for high class. This is Dennis Anderson being dive bombed by Alexandre Cugnot. Cugnot goes through for 7th position. The Graf Racing number 39 car moves up the order. 2 G-Drive cars are nose to tail. This is Roman Rusinov versus James Allen for 2nd place. Rusinov in 26, Allen in 40. Rusinov, the man who brings the G-Drive money, so let's hope that James Allen is neat and tidy when he gets a chance to have a pass. Both drift out wide in Luffield onto the pit straight. European Le Mans Series using the old Formula 1 pits. Enrique Chavez battling with Pedro Petit. Pedro Petit for the Spanish-based racing engineering team, and Chavez goes through for the Spanish-based AVF team run by Adrian Baez. Julien Canal the leader, and behind him the battle for 2nd. Roman Rusinov ahead of James Allen. Top 3 covered by just 3 seconds after nearly 30 laps and getting on for an hour of racing. Julien Canal either can't escape or doesn't want to push the tyres too hard before the end of the stint. Rusinov hanging on ahead of James Allen though. Down the Wellington Straight towards the end of the old Grand Prix lap into Brooklands. Roman Rusinov gets to Luffield. A couple of car lengths, maybe 3 ahead of James Allen. And if the G-Drive cars stop fighting, they might be able to work together as a pair and tow themselves up towards the race leader. Ben Hanley in the Dragon Speed car, lunging out from behind. Ryan Cullen, Harrison Newey's teammate for the APR Rebellion Racing team. And that's a change for 11th place, the Dragon Speed car on the fringes of the top 10. LMP3 leader Mattia Drudi for Euro International. Garrett Grist has been closing in the United Autosports number 3 car. Close to the end of the first hour of the race. Are we in for an end to Euro International's tenure of the lead? Grist is closer with every corner as the cars bellow out of the loop and down the Wellington Straight. In GTE, still Giorgio Roda leads, and here is the 88 car. Prototypes all around him, but he's keeping his head, staying out of trouble, lapping fast and neat. Julien Canal and Roman Rusinov now together. This is for the lead of the race. Rusinov has fought off teammate James Allen, and he has closed on Julien Canal in the Panis Barthez pole-sitting car. Drives the long way round the outside at Stowe. What a move! Roman Rusinov has been racing at Silverstone for more than a decade, and doesn't it show? fantastic move by the Russian in the G-Drive number 26 car to take the lead. And James Allen down the inside into the Vale, through for second. First pit stop for Christian Ried at Proton Competition, driver change. There is the tall Austrian who started racing back in the late 90s in GTs. Victor Scheitar for SMP, with Paul Lafargue behind him. The IDEC Sport car now trying to get to terms with the SMP LMP2 car in the battle for 8th. Trouble, that's Philip Hansen. United Autosports car goes straight on. He gets it stopped, doors open immediately. He's got a problem. Well, Hansen out of the car and running away from it almost in his eagerness to get out of the cockpit. Not sure what the issue is, but that's the end of their race. Victor Scheitar straight off. Well, vigorously waved yellows. Didn't see them, or he's got a jam throttle or something. The car just goes straight on, and watch as he goes over the gravel. Rear wheel still spinning as he hits the fence. And that's how close it was for the marshals.
Full course yellow. We are under full course yellow.
There's the G-Drive team wondering whether the car will get back and what on earth went wrong with it in the first place. Rescue vehicles are on their way down to the hard standing. And while the clear-up operation goes on, change of driver in 26. Roman Rusanov hands over to Andrea Pizzitola.
Track is back to green. Track is back to green.
Back to green flag racing. No more 80km/h parade. And Andrea Pizzitola in the 26 G-Drive car. This, though, is 40. Jose Gutierrez in chasing down Paul Petit. Victor Scheitar after the recovery from the gravel trap. Car going back into the SMP garage. LMP3 battle, Mattia Drudi still in front, but right behind is the United Autosports car now of Matt Bell having taken over. Meanwhile, Timothy Bouret now in the 23 car goes by Jose Gutierrez for third place in the number 40 G-Drive car. More trouble. This is a newcomer in LMP3, Team Virage, the number 34 machine, getting caught out behind a rival and looping into a spin at the loop. Mathieu Vazivière for Racing Engineering grabs 7th place from Jose Gutierrez. The Mexican is sliding down the order in the number 40 G-Drive car that was third before the stops. Duquesne's number 29 car now in the hands of Nelson Panciatici, the Frenchman chasing Swiss driver Jonathan Hershey in the 39 Graf car. This is the battle for 10th. Worrying moments for the 32 United car. Jacopo Barato for BHK Motorsport facing the wrong way in the loop. LMP3 battle, Sean Rahal, number 2 United Autosport. Joop van Uitert for RLR M Sport, the points leaders, they're in third. Were in second, but Rahal, knowing how much United Autosports need a big result here against the points leaders, squeezes through. Sean Rahal in second place now, starting to ease away from Joop van Uitert. Rahal and teammate John Falk got to get a good result out of this one. Home race for United Autosports here at Silverstone. And the number 2 car only 8th in the standings, 20 points compared to 50.5 for the series leaders, RLR M Sport. Anything they can do to reduce that deficit will be a big bonus. Ben Hanley in the number 10 Dragon Speed car. And this trio of drivers also racing with Dragon Speed in the Silverstone 6 Hours on Sunday. And he goes by Enrique Chavez. That's a change for third place. AVF Formula down to 4th. Dragon Speed up to 3rd. And there is Ben Hanley. After that earlier contact with Henrik Hedman, the car not 100% necessarily. Looking down onto the hangar straight, look at the car on the right-hand side of the three. That is the Racing Engineering car. And right now, that's Mathieu Vazivière swung out wide on the Chapel curve around the LMP3 car and around Memo Rojas. Rojas was held up on the exit of the Beckett's S's, the Chapel curve. No such dramas for Vazivière. He swept by into fifth. Well, here's how it looked. In the Beckett's S's, he sees the drama from the LMP3 car in the Chapel curve and straight by. Team liking that one. Pit stop for Panis Barthez, Timothy Bouret in the 23 car. Second place overall. Will Stevens will race towards the end of this 4-hour encounter. Here's our race leader, Andrea Pizzatola in the 26G Drive car, leading overall and in LMP2. High-class racing with a change of nose. Had a great start to the race with Anders Fjordbach, but they've slipped down the order a little. Halfway through the 4 Hours of Silverstone, G-Drive lead from Racing Engineering and Panis Barthez. In LMP3, United Autosports 1-2 ahead of Euro International. And in the GTE class, it's Proton Competition's 88 car ahead of the 55 Spirit Race Ferrari. Second place, Mathieu Vazivière into the pit lane. Fuel and tyres for him. And behind, Timothy Bouret, whoa, on the grass out of the Chapel curve at high speed. Gets away with that because it's dry. See the Dragon Speed car's view of that as he goes by. Gianluca Roda, fourth place in the GTE class in the 88 Proton Competition car now as the pit stops cycle through into the second half of the race. It's been an exemplary performance so far in the car that Giorgio Roda Jr. started. And keeping their nose clean, and they are definitely keeping up the pace. Timothy Bouret under pressure from Enrique Chavez in the AVS Dallara. And the AVF car all over the back of the Panis Barthez competition machine. Only a matter of time, and a little hold up behind the LMP3 car there for Timothy Bouret, who goes defensive immediately on the Wellington straight. The AVF car with the speed to go the long way around the outside at Brooklands, and through he goes into third. Well, that's not a move for the faint-hearted, but it can be done, and it was done. Nice work from Enrique Chavez. In traffic, LMP3 1-2 for United Autosports, the number 3 car of Garrett Grist, with Will Owen going the long way around the outside in the LMP2 car, and a little rub between them. GT leader Aaron Scott, Spirit Race Ferrari, into the pit lane, and Duncan Cameron will take over, these two regular teammates. Here's the JMW Ferrari, Miguel Molinar. Whoa! Duncan Cameron squeezing through to retake the lead.
Drive-through penalty on car 23 for not respecting the full course yellow procedures.
That is a major blow for the 23 car. Andrea Pizzatola out of the 26G Drive car. Jean-Eric Verne, the newly crowned Formula E electric racing champion, gets in. Nico Lapierre into the pits for Dragon Speed. And a driver change there. Mathieu Vazivière in second place now between the stops. Norman Nato will take over for the final part of the race at Racing Engineering. And there is Aaron Scott in the centre. Gianluca Roda going by Liam Griffin in the JMW Motorsports Ferrari down the hangar straight. That's for second place, just about around the outside as he got the room. The Ferrari braking later, but the Porsche holding on. And the Spirit of Race Ferrari, the white and green car, is the leader. But here comes Gianluca Roda in the Porsche. This is Tristan Gomedy on Will Owen. Battle for 6th position. United Autosports have it. The Frenchman in the Graf Racing car wants it. Goes wide in the first corner. You have to come on. Well, you're not supposed to come on over the grass. You're supposed to come on at the end of that little straight. I don't think Tristan Gombody could wait. Lead battle in GTE. Duncan Cameron, Spirit Race versus Gianluca Roda in the 88 Proton competition. Porsche, JMW with their 66 Ferrari and Liam Griffin right there. So 2 British drivers with the Italian between them. Now how long can Duncan Cameron hold on? Still 80 minutes of the race remaining. And the Ferrari drifts out a little wide. The Porsche neater coming out of Stowe and into the Vale. But with the JMW yellow and black Ferrari close behind, Gianluca Roda can't get too fancy. He's got to make a clean pass if he's going to try one. Replay from Brooklands. Mathieu Vazivière trying to go around Gustavo Menezes in the APR Rebellion racing car. Couldn't quite make it. They both went off there, outbraking each other. Norman Nato in 24 now for the final hour and a little bit, and onto the straight. The slower LMP3 car holds up Paul-Luc Chatin's IDEC Sport car, and through into second goes number 24, and the IDEC Sport car goes off as well. That's a good move by Norman Nato. He's got the bit between his teeth. LMP3 leaders still United Autosports 1-2. Tony Wells ahead of John Falk. On board with Tony Wells. Down the Wellington straight, heading towards Brooklands. A high-class P2 car goes by. Brooklands into the long, never-ending right-hander at Luffield. Norman Nato pushing on now as the battle continues to rage for second place. Paul-Luc Chatin for IDEC Sport has recovered his composure. Henrik Hedman not far behind in the Dragon Speed car either, by the way. Blue and white car, Gustavo Menezes for APR Rebellion. He's now got by Hugo de Sadler, who's at the back of the group as they go by the LMP3 leader. That's Tony Wells in the other United Autosports car, number 3. Battle for second place still going on. Norman Nato, Paul-Luc Chatin, red and yellow of Racing Engineering, red and black of IDEC Sport, and trouble for John Falk. United Autosports number 2 car didn't fire up. Will Stevens for Panis Bartes, closing in now and lunging straight down the inside of Henrik Hedman. That's a change for 5th position. Well, Will Stevens, fastest man in qualifying, fastest man so far in the race. Paul-Luc Chatin, final stop of the race perhaps for IDEC Sport. Hands over to Paul Lafargue. Jean-Eric Verne, the race leader, is in as well for G-Drive. He stays in. Fuel only, no tyres. Jean-Eric Verne feeling no pain at all, in a very good place this season. Here's Gustavo Menezes in 31. Will Stevens right in front of him. And Menezes with his tail up now. Just about 40 minutes left. Could still see a lot of changes. Will Stevens hanging on ahead of Gustavo Menezes in their battle for 3rd place. This is for a podium finish. The pole sitters, can they dig a little bit more out of this? Still one more stop to make. Well, the way these two are going, this might rage all the way through to the end of the race. Coming out of the pits, Will Stevens with guess who right behind him, Gustavo Menezes. They stopped on the same lap. They are now good to go to the end. Battle on once more. Out of the pit lane comes Panis Bartes, 23. Out of the pit lane, APR Rebellion Racing. The Algarve Pro Team and Rebellion hookup has really worked well. They're looking super competitive here. On the grass, 23, that's Will Stevens. Made a mistake there in the loop and caught out Menezes as well. He was trying to dive inside the LMP3 car. In the pits, the 32 car, Will Owen, final stop for them. With Wayne Boyd and Hugo de Sadelaire, that's the driving lineup. Away they go. Number 40 G-Drive car, the second of the LMP2 cars from the G-Drive team. Gary Findlay driving that one in 13th place. And in the Beckett's S's, carrying in too much speed. Car zigs when it should be zagging, got away with that just. Iraj Alexander in the gravel. Cool Racing car was 11th in LMP3. Swiss makes it to terra firma. Wow, that was a high-speed lose. Misjudged that entirely. Battle for 5th place. Duquesne Engineering's Nicolas Jamin, the blue and black car, with Konstantin Tereshchenko in the AVF car in his sights. Oh!
Black-orange flag car 33-0. That tail is very dangerous.
The tail is loose, and that can't be helping Tereshchenko's pace or confidence. Jamin went through anyway. Tereshchenko in the pits. Battle continues to rage between Nico Lapierre in Dragon Speed and Will Stevens in Panis Barthez car. And that's a change for 7. The Dragon Speed car goes through. Busy time in the Vale. All sorts of different cars here. There's Rob Garofal for RLRM Sport. Oh, and contact with James Swift. Now, has that caused damage to the championship leaders? It certainly turned the 360 racing car around 180 degrees. And Norman Nato is off for Racing Engineering. He was in 2nd place. He's looking down at the left front corner. What happened there? That does not look like a driver who's made a mistake. Wow. Straight off. Big puff of smoke from that left front corner. I wonder if that's a brake failure. Either way, Racing Engineering, less than half an hour from the end of the race, out of it. Matteo Cairoli, 3rd place in the 88 Proton competition car in GTE, chasing down Miguel Molinar. Molinar in the JMW Motorsport Ferrari, 10 seconds ahead up the road. Look how the gap is coming down though. Cairoli is going quicker, former Porsche Junior driver. 10 seconds and 16 minutes in which to catch. Looks like a tall ask. Here's your race leader, Jean-Eric Verne, heading into the final quarter of an hour, leading for G-Drive. His season goes from strength to strength. Paul Lafargue, 2nd for IDEC Sport. They've had a good race, haven't they? Right front corner dragging a tiny bit in the Beckett's S's, but looks otherwise okay. Into the closing stages of the race, and a battle between the Ferraris for the lead. Porsche dominant in qualifying, looked uncatchable early on, but now it's all about Ferrari. Miguel Molinar inside Matt Griffin, and the Spaniard takes the lead. Well, Matt Griffin held off the Porsches, couldn't hold off the other Ferrari, and almost runs into the back of the JMW car in Luffield. I'm not sure this race is over. IDEC Sport, a splash and dash. That's a disaster for the 28 car, potentially. Don't want to be stopping in the final 5 minutes. JMW leading. Spirit of Race 2nd, Proton 3rd in GTE. But heading towards the checkered flag, the race leader is Jean-Eric Verne for G-Drive. They are heading towards a 3rd win this season. This is only the 4th race. They're in 4th place in the season opener at Le Castellet Paul Ricard. Then the winners in Monza and in the Red Bull Ring, and this is for their hat-trick. Jean-Eric Verne sweeps around the traffic. The last lap of the Silverstone 4 hours. And G-Drive in imperious form. Jean-Eric Verne in his pomp. A great stint from each of his teammates as well. It has been a sensational race for them. They didn't grab pole position. Maybe they could have. But they took the big 25 points for victory, or they will do in just a couple of corners' time. The checkered flag is out. It is victory in the 4 Hours of Silverstone for the number 26 G-Drive car. Roman Rusinov on the left with the beard, Andrea Pizzitola, and Jean-Eric Verne wins. LMP3 Victors United Autosports, the number 3 car. They are delighted with that as well. And for JMW, home race win, 66 Ferrari, Miguel Molinar heading to win number 2 of the season for John McWhirter's team. Ferrari wins in GTE. Confirmation of that result. Liam Griffin, Alex McDowell, Miguel Molinar, the GTE class winners. G-Drive beating Dragon Speed, who rallied to second. United Autosports first, Kyriakos Nielsen second in LMP3, and JMW beating Proton to the checker in the GTE class. The delighted G-Drive team complete their hat-trick with a 3rd straight win.
Honestly, it was a crazy race for us. We just pushed from the beginning to the end. We had no problem on the car was just magic. The team have done a great job, no mistake during the pit stops. Yeah, we had a bit offset strategy at the end, so we had to make a splash, but everything under control as usual. Great job from the team and from my teammates, so really happy.
G-Drive and Dragon Speed joined on the podium by IDEC Sport in 3rd spot. And a fantastic job by G-Drive as they increase their lead over Racing Engineering to 34 points. LMP3 victory going to a happy United Autosports team.
We are absolutely ecstatic. You can't believe it, you know? I mean, yeah, we had a tough Red Bull Ring, and this is just, to bounce back like this, that was amazing. The guys did a super job to give us a lead, and I just got round, so I had some decent pace. The car was amazing. I mean, I'm a bit sore after 2 hours, but you know, how cool is that, winning this race? That's amazing. And I never go well at Silverstone. That's a weird.
United Autosports on the top step. Kyriakos Nielsen takes 2nd, and Ultimate finish up in 3rd place here at Silverstone. It's a Ligier 1-2 with the Norma finishing in 3rd. And it's a vital result for United Autosports Championship Challenge. They're now just 12 points behind RLRM Sport as they jump from 5th to 2nd in the standings. Winners in GTE at Silverstone, JMW Motorsport.
It's unbelievable, fantastic race. I'm still not believing in that, but it was a nice one and nice feeling when I crossed the line.
JMW's got good history here at Silverstone, claiming victory in 2018, joined by Proton in 2nd, Spirit of Race in 3rd position. 2 Ferraris and a Porsche on the podium. And the 2nd spot for the Proton competition car means they are still our championship leaders. JMW now are just 9 points behind, with Spirit of Race not too far away in 3rd.
Yo, check this out.
Move number 1, flat out down the hangar straight. Roman Rusinov on pole sitter Julien Canal. He sends the Frenchman to the inside and sweeps around the outside. Huge cojones. That's a move that even Nigel Mansell would be proud of. Timotei Bure for Panis Bartes, trying to hang on in front of the red and white car of Enrique Chavez on the Wellington straight. The Portuguese goes around the outside in Brooklands That's a brave move, and he made it stick. Our third move is yet another Silverstone classic. A good run out of Copse, and Nico Lapierre just dives into maggots underneath Gustavo Menezes. Very fast, very spectacular, very brave, and textbook stuff.
We have started the 4 hours of Spa.